Hello, and welcome to episode number 93 of A VO's Journey. My name is Anthony Pica, and this podcast is all about helping the new and upcoming voiceover artists grow their business and sidestep all the landmines that I jump on. Tonight, I am going to be talking about a question that keeps popping up, and I see it, especially with a lot of new voiceover artists, but that's not necessarily true. It's voiceover artists in general, and I think it's indicative of the changes in our industry. But the question is, why am I not making any money? Or why am I not making enough money when I see other people making tons of money? All right? So that's what we're going to be talking about tonight. Let's do it.
This is VO's Journey. With your host, the incomparable Anthony Pica.
All right, so the question on the table is, why am I not making any money? And, we could probably dive into a million things because there could be a million different reasons. But I think that question is actually probably the wrong question to ask. I'm going to pose a different idea for you to think of. Instead of asking, why am I not making any money? Maybe the question you should be asking is, what more can I do? And I think that question in itself really starts to open up your mind and think about, am I doing everything I can to grow my business, or am I doing everything I can to get myself out there? Am I doing everything I can to show people that I really can do amazing work for them? Am I presenting myself in a way that is showing people how professional I can be or what I can offer them? That's the type of question or questions that you should be asking. And I find that when you focus on, what can I do? What more can I do? What happens is that the money part will take care of itself. And of course, there's always going to be, people will say, well, that's easy for you to say, or anyone can say that. That's not, I don't believe it. I've not seen it. And that is true. If you have never experienced it or felt it, or been aware of it, it might be very hard for you to go on faith. But I can tell you this, and this is from my own personal experience. When I first started in doing voiceover, I started on ACX doing audiobooks. And I remember as an actor learning very early on that the key to a successful acting career in the professional world and getting consistent work was consistently auditioning week after week after week, 30 to 40 times a week. Now, this was probably, 20 years ago or so. And I remember that. I remember learning about that and seeing that with people that I was working with and other actors and how important that was, So when I first started in voiceover, I went to ACX. And of course, if you know that site, that's a place where you can go and audition for audiobooks. And there's more than enough audiobooks on there to audition for over and over and over and over again. There's more and more every day. You could audition until you can't audition anymore, and there'd be so many more to audition for. But here's the thing. For me, I realized that if I want to get consistent work and I want to get paid to do voiceover, I'm going to need to audition like crazy. So I looked at the landscape and I said, well, there's not a lot of places. I didn't have at the time. Let me rephrase. I was my significant other and I decided that we were not going to spend $500 on a pay-to-play site when I had no idea what I was doing. So, I looked around and there was some sites that you could get on for free, like Upwork or Fiverr. But, for the most part, you couldn't audition on many of those sites. I mean, you audition on Upwork, but, it's a more of a bidding process. And on ACX seemed to be the place that you could audition as much as you wanted to, and also had a lot more control over time, which was appealing to me because I was working a full-time job and doing things quickly did not, I wasn't able to do that because of my schedule. So what I did is I told myself, okay, if I want to get work, I don't know what I'm doing, but I learned enough through watching YouTube videos that I could record something and put it on Adobe Audition, which I had. And I said, okay, I'm going to audition 12 to 15 times a night. And I would put my booth up around 9:30 because I had to put it up and take it down every night. And I would audition, and then I would go to bed around 2:30 or 3 a.m. in the morning. Then, of course, I got up for work around 6 a.m. So I did this over and over and over again. And you know what? I mean, if you add that up, right, after 10 days, that's 120 auditions minimum. I guarantee you, if you do 120 auditions on ACX, you will get work. You will get offers. You will get jobs. You will have so much work, you won't be able to do it all. What I'm finding is that most people are asking the wrong question about why am I not making any money, as opposed to what can I be doing more than what I am currently doing? And it's also about what you are putting what basket are you putting your eggs in, those time eggs, if whatever that means. But you know what I'm saying? Where are you putting your time, right? And if your time is being spent searching around for some easy way out, and what I mean by easy way out is that, there are places where, and you will very rarely ever hear me do this because I love the platform ever, but I'm going to pick on Fiverr for a second, actually. And I'm going to pick on them in the sense that, or I'm going to pick on voiceover artists and Fiverr because, and you know what? It's good. Forget Fiverr. Look at voices.com. Any of these sites that bring us work. We can get really spoiled. You get spoiled because, what a dream that would be to live where you go to bed and wake up and you have 5 or 6 orders, 7, 8 orders for hundreds and hundreds of dollars every day that you didn't have to do anything to get. Okay. Someone else is getting it for you. You do the work. All right. They pay you. They take care of everything. That's Fiverr. That's really nice. And some people are living that. However, I promise you that is not how the world works. That is not how performing works or acting works or voiceover works. We got to put in a lot of stinking work. We've got to audition because people don't know who we are or what we are doing or what we are capable of. Or even if they do know us, they don't know if we're right for the part because they probably don't know even what they're looking for. They have a vague idea. So it's important that we really increase the amount that we are doing and that we are doing the right things, not searching around for an easy way out. Now, I'm not claiming that Fiverr is an easy way out by any means. I spent years on Fiverr and some of them angry years. Like there was a whole year where I was just angry and PO'd, and I did everything under the sun. Maybe some things I probably shouldn't even have done on Fiverr because I was determined to figure it out. But but that took me years to get where I am on that platform. But I didn't start there because I didn't even have anything to put up. So I started on ACX because I could audition. And at least I knew that I had an opportunity to get a script, read it, record it, send it in. And I did that over and over and over and over and over and over again. I mean, I look back on it and I think, God, I did a lot of auditioning. Constantly, every single night. I auditioned. And I got turned down for a lot of books. But man, I also got tons of books to do. I also got tons of work, and I am still making, if nothing else, if I had nothing else of my business today, and that was all I had from then, I would still be making at least $500 a month from what I did 3 years ago, from royalties, from those nights that I spent. And you know what? $500 extra a month at this point right now for doing nothing, because I don't do anything anymore. It's just royalties that come in that is directly deposited into my bank account every month. That's a pretty awesome business. Or that was a pretty awesome decision. Or let me rephrase, that was some awesome hell that I went through for a couple of months. Okay? So all I'm telling, and I'm not saying that everybody is going to have that result. People are going to have way better results, or some people may not have that exact results. But the thing I'm trying to say here is that don't ask why you're not making money. Ask, what can you do more? How can you get yourself out there more? How can you get yourself into more opportunities? How can you get yourself more exposure so that people will find you, people will hire you, people will see what you can do? Okay, that's what you should be asking for. And also take a look at your time and where you're spending it. I had a close friend of mine now. His name is Big Jim. Some people in the group, he posted a thing. It's called And Co. They changed their name, but it's a And Co, or like And Company. But it's a secondary business that Fiverr owns, and the point of the business is to help small businesses or freelancers with services like time, tracking time, helping them with keeping up with documentation, helping them with all sorts of just like business assistance. So anyways, he put in there, he put in the Facebook chat that there was a time, like a stopwatch in there that kept your time. And that's a really great thing, because you should be trying to log your time if you are wondering where it's going. You know what I mean? And I know for me, I can still sometimes I can get caught up in something or trying to look at something. And next thing I know, I've watched 5 videos, because the very nature of what we do is very out there and into social stuff and into, marketing and everything. So it's easy to get distracted. But the key is are you staying focused long enough to put yourself out there in a manner in which it's going to return you the best amount of, exposure and clout, if you will, for the amount of time you're spending. So for ACX purposes, that was where I just dove into, and I auditioned, like I said, that was the goal. The goal was to audition at least 12 times a night. I didn't always reach 12, I'll be honest with you, because that's not easy, guys. It's not easy, especially if you've started auditioning. It's not easy. You got to force yourself to not only stay focused, but you have to force yourself. This does a couple things, by the way. This not only forces you to become consistent and focused, but it also forces you to to start putting systems together. Putting systems together for recording, for editing, for mastering, for submitting, for keeping files, for customer service, for dealing with all of these different things, your setup, your sound, all of this stuff happens through mass auditioning. And now you might say, okay, well, that sounds good, but I'm gonna do 12 to 15 auditions a night for voices.com. And you know what? That's fine too. But I'm just trying to tell you from my experience of working with many voiceover artists. And I don't want to diss voiceover.com because they, or voice.com, because they're an incredible platform too, just like Voice 123. All these platforms are really amazing platforms if you think about them. If you think about it from the standpoint of how much business they bring to people. But I know for a fact that if you are not succeeding on a platform, or you are not succeeding getting business, or you are not succeeding in what you want to do, you either you need to double down and, like I said, ask what you can be doing more, or you need to switch gears and go to another place and then double and triple down and do more there. Does that make sense? Okay, because you don't want to just continually beat a dead horse at one place and nothing is happening for you. I know it's hard too, especially if you spent money at a pay-to-play site. I know I have, and it did not work for me. Now I could sit back and say, you know what, maybe I suck. Maybe I'm not any good because I can't get work on that platform. Or I can say, you know what, maybe that platform is just not working for me. I'm going to go and try over here. And then this platform starts working for me and I start making all this money over here. So was it me or was it the platform or was it something else? Who cares? Right? In the end, all we're really trying to do is help more people get ourselves out there more, all right, and earn enough money to live our lives and to have a little fun, hopefully. And hopefully this is fun for you, and that's what the joy is about. But I want you to ask yourself that question over and over again. What can I be doing more? And actually add, what can I be doing more that's going to give me the biggest bang for the buck? Okay? What can I do that is going to help me get more business than anything else? Okay? Like, instead of trying to figure out the exact color for your website, maybe you should be doing 10 auditions on ACX. And then after you've done 10 auditions, maybe then you figure out what that color is for your website tonight. But don't do the color for your website and then not do any auditions. That's silly, right? Because all of the auditions and all of you getting yourself out there, that leads people to then be interested in your website, not the other way around. We live in a different era now. It's not like I remember in 2010, 2011, or before then, maybe 2008, when the internet or when websites really started to become this, this arbitrage, this opportunity to, get the domain, get high rankings in Google, put in Google ads, and you would be, you just have an unlimited source of income, right? If anybody remembers that or dabbled in any of that, I did. I thought that was really cool, but I was never that successful on it because I never did anything worthwhile. I was trying to cheat the system. What I mean by that is I was trying to just find keywords and build out websites based on maybe classes or something I bought, but I never took it any seriously and I never had any experience in anything like that. But the point I'm trying to make to you is that as I moved along, the internet's changed as we've gone and it's not the same anymore. Websites are not the same as they used to be. Yes, they are very important and they are imperative to your business. But at the same time, I would bet my entire business that you could create an entire career around not having a website and voiceover, because I did it for a long time. I was making all sorts of money through ACX and MOOCs without ever having a website. Never once did I have someone on ACX when I auditioned ask me if I had a website. That's the power of that particular platform. Do you know what I'm saying? So now, does that mean that the authors didn't go and look for a website? No, that doesn't mean that. All right. And does that mean it helps maybe with larger deals? Yes. So there's 1,000,001 caveats you can say. But the point I'm trying to make to you is all I can tell you is through my experiences and what I've seen. All right. And I'm just trying to tell you that ask the question, what can you do more right now than you are currently doing? And what can you do more intelligently, smartly than what you are doing? Not how much, why am I not making money? If you start asking that question, ask the right question, your business will definitely take off and the money will become a byproduct. So, that's something that is different. But ask about how much more you can do and the right place to put all that effort. ACX is a great place to start, you guys. Whether you like audiobooks or not, it is a great place to start and to start getting work and getting your name out there. All right, you guys, have a wonderful, wonderful evening. I hope this helps. Ask the right questions. Okay? All right. Peace.